Hey folks, fucking shit, man. Hey, this is Matt once again. I'm not gonna edit that out, that fuck up. This movie, this comes from a guy who actually liked the first three Watchers films. I didn't even mind this one with a cover like that. I thought it was a decent time waster. That if it was a rainy afternoon, or you saw it on cable, Watchers 1 Corey Haim I really enjoy. Watchers 2 and Mark Hamill is actually my favorite of the bunch. Really enjoy the first two. Again, the third one I think I can have fun as a again time waster. This though, I wanted to give another watch. It's directed by John Carl Beekler, and I'm like, hey, I really enjoy Friday the 13th Part 7: The New Blood, and this is a good effects guy. It stars Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself. It stars Lisa Wilcox, who is Alice in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 and 5. And sadly, even Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is better than this. But I really enjoy Elm Street 4. I really enjoy Lisa Wilcox as the lead Alice. You have Stephen Mott, who is in Stephen King's Graveyard Shift as Warwick. Great human villain. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift is one of my favorite monster movies. When I was a kid to this day. I'm like, okay, I like the first three Watchers. You got Luke Skywalker, you got Alice from Elm Street 4, you got Warwick from Graveyard Shift. John Carl Beekler directed Part 7, The New Blood. You have appearances by William Butler, who is in Leatherface Chainsaw Massacre 3 and Friday the 13th Part 7. You got an appearance by Kane Hodder, without anything on, just able to show his face. Mark Hamill is even a co-producer. I'm like, what? Mark Hamill is a co-producer of this, as well as the star? And this movie is a bunch of dog shit. It's got some nice, gory, droopy effects once in a blue moon. The creature, I've given crap because the suit looks very cheap, but the face isn't that bad. Like, the creature's face is actually a pretty decent looking face. Just deserves a better movie and a better all-around actual suit. But the face looks pretty decent. This movie's boring. This movie is slow. This movie is only 90-some minutes and it felt like 2 hours. Or over 2 hours. It's tedious. Mark Hamill, sad to say, is really, really fucking bad in this movie. And I like Mark Hamill, voice of the Joker. But he's really, really fucking bad. Bad. I didn't even want to finish the word. I went like bad. And I'm like, do I really want to? But I have to. I mean, I don't mean to bash Mark Hamill, but he's really bad. He's sluggishly acting. He plays like the most pathetic fucking lead character. He's a cop and a detective who does nothing. Who is so ineffectual, so useless, so pointless. He doesn't even kill the monster at the end. The monster becomes a kind of a good monster because of, oh, it's misunderstood. Kills Stephen Mott after Stephen Mott bitch smacked Mark Hamill like a loser. And then all Mark Hamill did is there's a little bit of fire in front of Lisa Wilcox, grabs her, and then go out a building. Before that, there's like these agents, NSA agents, being killed by the creature. Mark Hamill has a fucking rifle, doesn't fire one shot. Gets just smacked in the back of the head by the monster and knocked out. This guy is a pathetic. He doesn't look that great. I mean, he looks kind of sickly in the movie. I don't know what it is. If you, I mean, and the sadder that he's a co-producer of the film, let alone a star, and he's just so pathetic. In this movie, the big plot point in the third act, so the hero who has to get in the back seat of a car with the dog, and a stranger has to drive them. And again, Mark Hamill's in the back seat like he's a little kid. And in order to find Lisa Wilcox, who's been grabbed by the monster, he has to follow a trail of oranges. A fucking trail of oranges that's been left on the road. And somehow he knows that has something to do with Lisa Wilcox. And somehow the oranges, which was thrown in the back of a truck that Lisa Wilcox was in, by the time Mark Hamill and the dog find it, again riding in the back seat of this stranger's car, it's nighttime, and this I follow a fucking trail of oranges. Jesus. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck, man. The beginning of the film, okay, you have Lisa Wilcox talking with footage from Watchers 1 and Watchers 2. Stock footage. Teeny bit of, at least what was in Watchers 3, but that might have been stock footage that's put into Watchers 3, but mainly Watchers 1 and 2. The same stock footage in Watchers 2 that we saw in Watchers 3. And then I know Watchers 1, the scene where the dog is typing on the computer. Actually, wait a minute. What, that might have been Watchers 2, actually. You know what, I take that back. That might have, I think that was Watchers 2 as well. Because I remember the dog was typing on the computer in Watchers 1, but I think it's all from Watchers 2. I don't think anything's from Watcher 1, now that I think about it, because I think they're different. Well, yeah, I think it is Watchers 2. I'm sorry, I get my stock footage fucked up. It gets fucked up sometimes. I don't know why they couldn't film just new footage. They have to use stock footage from previous movies. And they're not linked. The movies, like Watchers 1 and 2, are not linked to this one. Watchers 1 and 2, they're not even linked with each other. And again, I think it is just Watchers 2. It's Watchers 2 stock footage. Movie's fucking my brain. So you did a shitload of Watchers 2 stock footage. You did the titles come up, and the titles coming up are from Watchers 2. It's the same as Watchers 2, only instead of the 2, they just changed it to Reborn. And they throw this shitty blues, jazz, sax music. Saxophone. Saxophones. Why? I mean, I like the music in the first one. It's Jerry Goldsmith's son. He does a great job. The score for the second film, I think, is pretty damn decent. The third one I thought was okay. Definitely had a cool guitar riff in it. This is altogether shitty, so even the music sucks. For some reason, this crappy blues, jazz, saxophone music. And everything's going haywire. A woman gets hit and does a cartwheel and dies. And the lab's on fire. Lisa Wilcox is one of the scientists who helped create this thing. The dog escapes. It cuts to this guard at a zoo. And it comes across the dog and it runs away. And once in a while, again, you get some goopy gore effects. The creature attacks this guy and then you see an eye torn out. Cool. Mark Hamill and his partner, Mark Hamill, looks either bored or drunk or sick or sluggish or tired. I think that's really the word I want to find. Tired. And just not that. Oh my God. Mark Hamill finds the dog as they're investigating this death of this guard at the zoo, and some monkeys nearby were torn apart. Stephen Mott is introduced, who's an NSA guy, and he has to say shitty lines like, "Don't tell me it's a duck hunt when it's actually full of bears." Yeah, you can kiss my bare ass movie. And you see kind of flashbacks of Lisa Wilcox in them experimenting on the creature, GR74, whatever it's called, gets shot, it gets knocked out. And once again, you get some nice goopy effects where they're trying to fix its brain, so they open it up and they peel it back, and you look at the brain. Some nice effects, and they're taking out some of these brain lesions. And Lisa Wilcox saying it so that it doesn't want to be schizo, which I guess it is. It's not it's misunderstood. That's what it is. Oh, okay. But the effects nice. Doesn't save the movie. So Mark Hamill's partner, cop, another cop decides to take the dog home. Dog tries to warn him, rips a page out that says danger, but the guy dies. You see a hand fly off and hit the wall. Next day, Mark Hamill finds his buddy dead. Stephen Mott and NSA guys say we're taking over. Mark Hamill gets pissed. And once again, this lead, our hero, is so fucking pathetic. He punches Stephen Mott once, and the superior's like, "Oh, he'll get punished." Mott's like, "Don't worry about it," and just beats the shit out of Mark Hamill, beats the shit out of Luke Skywalker, beats the fuck him, stumps a mud hole in his ass into the ground. And Mark Hamill leaves, and he finds the dog in his car, and I like the scenes when the dog and the lead are kind of bonding. In the first one, it was sweet. Corey Haim does a good job with the dog. Mark Senior, I like the scene in the hotel room when he's finding out that oh, you want me to call someone? And oh, someone white, and Barbara White, and even the third one, it was okay. Like Wayne Hauser does a good job. Here, it just falls on its face, and this don't sound insanely fucking stupid, but he doesn't even have chemistry with a dog, Mark Hamill. I hate to say it, he's really terrible in the film, and it's sad. And he has shitty lines, like trying to figure out the barks of the dog, whether like one bark for yes or two barks for no. What is it? He says, like, this is literally what it is. Would you like to go to war and die? Ruff, ruff. But you will like this piece of chicken. Ruff. Imagine it. How'd you just imagine being on a date? Ask the same question. Would you like to go to war and die? No. But would you like this piece of chicken? Yes. Jesus Christ. And Einstein writes in gravy that his name is Einstein. Lisa Wilcox arrives, and Einstein doesn't want her to know that he's smart, so when Mark Hamill wants him to do something, Einstein pisses on the newspaper. I'm like, yep, that sums up the movie. The dog pissing on the newspaper. Lisa tries to leave. The monster hits her windshield. Of course, the movie's so fucking low budget, you can't actually see the car crash. Just got cut away and sound effects. And Mark Hamill ultimately gets there and sees the monster on top of, at the car trying to kill Lisa Wilcox. And for some reason, that's the perfect time for Mark Hamill to freeze and have a flashback. And his backstory is his wife and kid died in a fire and he couldn't save them. But he decides that's the best time to have this flashback. And there's a monster, and he shoots in the air. And then I think he shoots like one time and gets smacked. Mark Hamill gets smacked a lot. I think he's like one of the most pathetic leads in a monster movie I've seen in a long time. It's sad. Lisa Wilcox has to chase it away before it kills Mark Hamill's ass. And then this weird scene, like they're by the crashed car, and Lisa Wilcox goes, "I don't want him to know I was here, so we got to blow up my car." And Mark Hamill, a cop, a detective, shoots when you fill up your tank, shoots that to leak and lights it and blows it up. And apparently three of them go up to a cabin in the woods. Cutting away, the creature, which again, the face isn't that bad. It's just the suit looks cheap, but the face doesn't look that bad. And now it can try to start talking, where it says, the dog's name Einstein. It takes this teddy bear and sort of holds it. And then it cuts to a scene which, for a while, I'm like, is this a different movie? Well, William Butler, Bill Butler, and this girl at a bar, and this guy comes in saying, some guys I know are going to come in tomorrow. And Bill Butler goes, no one is selling dope in my place. And then the guy pulls out a gun. And I'm like, is this another fucking movie? Is this like a fucking... Is Brian Bosworth going to come in to fuck up some shit? But no, the creature comes in, fucks up that guy, and then it cuts away. Before Mark Hamill and the group get to the cabin, they go to a store, and there's Kane Hodder working at the store. And they get to their cabin, and Mark Hamill tells his backstory that his family died in a fire. That cuts to William Butler and this girl talking with Stephen Mott in the NSA. Well, I don't think Mott's there, the NSA, and Butler and the girl get killed. They get shot. And then Mark Hamill and Lisa Wilcox are starting. You see the beginning of what would have been an awkward sex scene. I guess John Carl Beechwood knew that because they're kissing, they're on the bed, and then it cuts away. No nudity, nothing, no humping and pumping. Just, they're in bed, they're getting ready, and then it cuts away. Again, I guess the director knew it would be awkward as hell. Steve and Mott NSA find out where they are. The creature goes by Kane Hodder's store and kills him. The creature's at the cabin. There's a barn by the cabin. The NSA guys are there. There's gunfire. The outsider, the creature is killing everyone. And then you get some goopy gore. Looks like it hits a guy and his neck goes like this. And it looks like you see a little bit of spine. And like another where the creature's clawing. It looks like you see some rib cage. Like you see some bits and pieces, some goopy gore. But Mark Hamill doesn't do anything. He has a fucking rifle in his hand. He doesn't shoot anything. He doesn't shoot any NSA guys, bad guys. He doesn't shoot any of the creature. He doesn't do anything. He just stands there with the girl and is like, we're not going to make it. How about you fucking try shooting, Mark? Try fucking shooting something. Jesus. And then Mark gets knocked out without firing a fucking shot. And the creature steals Lisa Wilcox. They hide in the back of this truck, and she wakes up, and she drops fucking oranges to leave a trail. I'm like, what in the fuck? And Mark Hamill, like Stephen Mott, had been knocked out, but before then he had shot a thing on the creature so he could follow it later. I'm like, you know what? I'll just watch Watchers 2, where Mark Hamill, Mark Senior, another Mark. Mark Senior, that's a badass lead in a Watchers movie. Pump action, shotgun, fucking up the creature, getting a knife, slamming the back of the creature, going one-on-one with the creature in the sewer by himself, getting this big slash on his back, and he's still going. Like, Mark Senior is the better Mark for a Watchers film than Mark Hamill. No, Mark Hamill has to get picked up by a stranger's car and ride in the back. The pathetic hero! Not even a hero. Doesn't really save anybody. And the creature wants Lisa Wilcox to pet her. To pet him. I'll pet her. She can pet him. And he goes, pet me. And now, because of this, now the creature is fine, and Lisa Wilcox is fine, even though this creature has ripped out like a dozen eyeballs, probably, and killed well, he's killed at least a dozen people, but it's okay. It's alright. Mark Hamill has to say a line to the guy driving, just shut up and follow the oranges. Fucking goddamn, this should be sponsored by OJ. Pitch which OJ, it doesn't matter. Fucking should have starred OJ Simpson. It wouldn't have been better, but sadly, it would not have been worse. In fact, this would probably be more well known if it did star OJ. So now the creature is friendly with Lisa, and Mark Hamill gets there, and she's like, "Oh, put the gun down," and he does. I mean, yeah, granted, the creature murdered his partner and ripped him apart, but oh, okay, I'll put it down. Like, not even an argument. Not even like, wait a minute, this guy killed my partner, killed my friend. Nothing. And I'm like, wow. And then Stephen Mott follows them. And then what was funny is that previously it seemed like the creature would get shot a bunch of times. Like the cop partner was shooting at the creature. Mark Hamill shot at the creature. Those NSA guys at the barn were shooting at the creature. And even Mark Hamill was like, we don't have enough firepower. But man, this guy shoots at the creature, Stephen Mott. It goes down. Like now it goes down. And then Mark tries to be a hero and gets beat up by Stephen Mott again. And then the monster grabs Stephen Mott and he dies from off screen. There's a fire and Mark Hamill grabs the girl and they run away and there's an explosion. So Mark Hamill doesn't even get to do a come up on Stephen Mott for Mott beating the shit out of him. Not once, but twice. And it ends with that shitty jazz music. This movie's just pathetic. The face of the creature I don't mind. The whole idea that it's misunderstood and you're supposed to be able to feel sorry for it. Maybe it could work in another movie, but it doesn't work in this movie. It's got a couple goopy gore moments, but that's not really anything. Mark Hamill is horrible. He's miscast. He's absolutely dreadful in the film. Lisa Wilcox is pretty bad too. Stephen Mott has nothing to do. I mean, even the dog wasn't that impressive in this movie. Although Sally's probably the best actor in the movie. The music sucked. This is just one big bummer of a movie. I didn't like this. My old review from like 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't like this film then. I don't like this film now. It's a lame film. It's a lame monster movie. And it's easily the worst of the 4 Watchers films. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you soon. Fucking oranges. Fucking oranges.